It's the pre-weigh-in psychological breakdown. Hey chicos y bienvenidos de vuelta. Es el semana 12 y este es el... Ugh. Sorry, man. Somebody left this damn thing on Spanish. Anyway, it's the end of week 12, or coming to the end of week 12, and this is the pre-weigh-in psychological breakdown. Let's get started. So first, guys, before we get started, let me just say I apologize for if this week's pre-psych weigh-in gets a little down or depressing or whatever, or somber or whatever. But this last week, my mental outlook has been a little rough. And you might know I'm talking a little bit with a little bit of a lisp almost. I got a salt blister on my tongue, so you'll have to excuse that if I start slurring and everything. I'm not drunk, not yet. Maybe later. No, anyway. So I mean, it's coming to the end of week 12. I feel like I'm hitting my stride as far as the weight loss goes. But to be quite honest with you, I'm getting a little bored of it. Right. So that enthusiasm that was there before, that's not really there anymore. I mean, I'm not really feeling that flow anymore. But I mean, my head's still in the game, right? And I attribute you guys, I attribute to YouTube, I attribute MyFitnessPal to all of that, keeping my head in the game. But that enthusiasm has certainly gone. I guess we're past that a honeymoon phase, if you will. In the stride of things, and just overall a little bored of it. But my head is still in the game. But anyway, so today I was at the grocery store, and I go there every week and I get my groceries, and it's pretty much same thing, week in, week out, right? I've got certain meals and things I know fit within my calories and things like that, and leave me feeling full and everything in the evenings, which is important because, like many of you, I have cravings for food in the evenings, not so much in the beginning of the day. I am making good decisions when I go to the grocery store as far as calorie count, right? Again, I'm not really watching macros so much, but as far as calorie count, I'm making pretty good strides there. Good decisions, right? But it's a little boring because sometimes I want to add things into the diet, right? Sometimes I want to add certain foods or come up with a new meal or something like that. And, I look at the back of the products and things to get calorie counts, and I start to realize that I can't really afford the calorie counts for those products. Even if they're healthy, I can't really afford them. An example of that would be like rice, right? Adding rice to a meal, you get a very tiny portion of rice. It's like 240 calories, right? That is way too many calories for like a cup of rice or a half a cup of rice. I can't do that. Because for me, rice is more of a filler. It's not really something as a part of the meal. I like rice, but I'm not going to add butter to it. I'm not going to add any of that stuff to it. So it's really more of like a bed of things to kind of give the meal a little bit more volume, right? And that's just too many calories for that. Especially if I want something awesome like jambalaya rice or something like that. Then, I mean, the calories are right out there. Another thing is like beef, right? I eat a lot of turkey. I eat a lot of chicken. I eat fish, but beef I love beef. I like to eat beef, but of course I don't really like the leaner cuts of beef, right? I like ground beef and things with a lot of fat in it. Overall beef per ounce has got more calories in it than turkey or chicken or fish. And I often find that when I'm looking to add something, like for instance, if I want to make a jambalaya, right? Not only am I trying to add the rice now, but I'm trying to add some sort of beef or pork sausage, right, or something to it. That's really fatty. That you can't really afford that. I can't really afford that in my calories. Yeah, and yes, of course, I could always sacrifice during the day to afford that meal, but that's not something I want to do, right? Because I don't want to have that meal once a week. Like I want to have that meal several times during the week. I can't really afford that. So another thing is like nuts, right? Like nuts, almonds, any kind of nut, really. They're just too calorie dense, man. I mean, I know that they're good proteins, good fats and things, but they're just too calorie dense. I can't really afford that. I'm not going to have a small handful of almonds for 140 calories when I could have a whole bag of lettuce, for that same calorie count, right? I'm not gonna do that, right? I'm gonna choose the more voluminous food. So I wish there were more voluminous food that tasted really, really good, like beef or more importantly, like pork beef or fatty type of things. There's really not. I know everybody's going to say, well, there's that new kale they came out with, or that new vegetable they came out with where you fry it up and it tastes like bacon. I don't have that. I don't know where that is. I can't get that, so I don't really care about that, right? What I'm saying is, sometimes when I'm at the grocery store, I do try to add new things into the diet. That's not really coming along for me because there's just too many calories. I'm used to the calories I consume now. I don't really want to add more calories to that. If anything, I want to go down from there, and it's hard to find food that I like and enjoy that is at the calories I'm at now or less. So, that I'm sure that adds to the overall funk, right, that I have coming through week 12 and then moving into week 13 here after tomorrow. But with that being said, that funk is not going to derail me, right? And I've made sure that's not going to happen with these YouTube channels and everything, and the social media and everything. I'm not going to be derailed. I will not be stopped. There is no stopping the train now, right? The train's left the station. We're full speed. We're moving ahead. There's no stopping this train. It's either normality, as far as normal weight, normality, or bust, or done, right? I'm going to either get my weight down or I'm going to die trying. There is absolutely no other alternative this time around. So I don't want you guys to read into it and say, shit, here we go. He's in this funk. He's going to derail. I'm not going to derail. I'm not. Right? I've set up a system now where I basically cannot derail without causing serious personality conflict, cognitive dissonance, and things like that. I've just set myself up to use my own best traits against myself in this scenario. So to stop now, to give up on you guys, to break my word, to do those things that would have to happen for me to give up. That's not in me. I don't have that in me. So that's not going to happen. I can't have that happen. If that happens, I lose much more than just the battle for my weight. I would lose myself. I would lose what I identify with. So that's not going to happen, guys. But to say that I'm super enthusiastic and rah about the weight loss and everything, still, no, man, that's not true. That is not true. It's an arduous process. I find myself oftentimes wishing parts of my life away. Like things like, sometimes I sit here and I go, well, man, if it was just a couple years from now, that would be freaking awesome, right? And to wish away 2 years of your life so that you could be on the other side of that, you get the sense of feeling that this is just one of those things where, you're sitting around, you're waiting for something to happen. And yeah, you're watching your calorie count. You're an active participant, right? You're watching your calorie count. You're going to the gym. You're doing these things that are good for you and that will help along with that process. But for the most part, while you're an active participant in it, there is just a part of this that is waiting. And waiting sucks. I hate waiting. So yeah, there's just part of me that finds myself wishing that it was already 2 years from now, so I could be through the worst of it, and at least, be in a maintenance point. So anyway, guys, that's kind of where my head's at. Again, I know it seems a little somber, whatever. I don't want to get everybody down. I don't want people to start, thinking I'm going to lose my way or anything like that. It's not going to happen. No derailment. We're going at full steam ahead. But, into week 12 is one of those things where it was a little tough to get through. Maybe week 13 will be better, although I am a little number superstitious, I guess. I hate the number 13. We're coming into week 13. I freaking hate 13. I'm hoping to get through this week without any major problems. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Tomorrow is the weigh-in, and I will have fat percentage numbers and everything along with the scale numbers. So that's a new thing. Tune in tomorrow for that. And, like and subscribe. Leave me some comments. Let me know what you're thinking. And, again, thanks for watching, guys. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.